This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're at the LD Micro Invitational 2018 in Bel Air, California. With me right now is Alex Ovadia from Check-Cap. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is CHEK. Alex, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's great to have you on. So, for our audience, let's get an overview of the company and go from there.
So the company aims to design a compelling device to enable the colon cancer screening in a way that it's going to be patient-friendly. That's the main idea. We are familiar with the barriers that exist in this landscape for people to be screened. And what we do is we basically designed a device that could support that with a prepless colon cancer screening, so that people would not need to go through the preparation before they go for the procedure. This is about, the system consists of three main subsystems. It consists of a capsule, that it's an ingestible capsule, obviously, that runs through the GI tract. And once completing the GI tract, we have all the information being stored in a tracking system that throughout this passage controls the capsule scanning and records all the information. Once the information is being recorded, we move it to the next stage of downloading all the information to workstation, and through that workstation, the physician can perform a complete analysis of the colon, and by that provide the patient with the result, which is very unique and very easy.
So what's the history of the company? When did it start, and how did it develop to where it's currently at today?
Okay, the company was established 13 years back by Dr. Kimchi, who was the founder and the CTO of the company. He invented the initial technology of imaging, which is very compelling, again, very unique. It's a disruptive technology that is based on photon counting, where you acquire the information from the colon through two types of energies that are backscattered from the colon, and by that you provide all the intralumen of the colon structure. Since then, the company went through lab testing, animal testing, and in 2012, the company has started already going through human testing. Since then, we already ingested more than 200 capsules by our patients, of course, and we have performed the study throughout lots of, I would say, the main sites in Israel, where we succeeded to show that the system is rightly fitting to go and receive the CE mark that was acquired by early of this year. So we have a CE mark, we are certified for 1345 ISO, and now we are aiming to the next step of running the system to another big study that is going to be, with the improved system, is going to be showing that the results are yet very compelling and are fitting to the next stage of pivotal study in US.
So what's the current standard of care that you're looking to replace?
The current standard of care right now is mostly relying on colonoscopy to perform the diagnosis, but that's for US. If you look on EU, for example, the standard care there is mostly FIT, mostly because the capacity of physicians to go through a colonoscopy is very limited. So what you get is many patients who are going through a procedure that provides a cancer detection where it's too late. And in our case, we would like to get a precancerous detection. So what we would like to do in order to accomplish that mission is to replace the diagnosis of what is being conducted by colonoscopy, and yet refer the people who have polyps to colonoscopy for the resection of those polyps.
And what's your background? How did you get into all of this?
I'm about 29 years in the industry. I've started in Elbit Systems as a project manager for large-scale programs in US, military, airborne, aircraft upgrades, lots of stuff that happens in US and in other countries as well. And since then, I became the global director in Philips, which is the second company I worked at, for CT system development worldwide. I had people in 3 countries, US, Israel, and India. So my background has a lot of breadth in understanding and developing of devices, either medical or defense, but mostly large device, large systems. So I think that I understand quite good the landscape of how to develop a system. And when I came to Check-Cap, which was about 5.5 years back, I started as the VP R&D of the company. And once the company became public in 2015, I became the CEO, VP R&D, and site manager. And lately, as already said, I was chosen to become the CEO of the company at the beginning of March, basically. It was end of February.
So you went over in the overview a little bit about how the capsule works, but can you explain a little bit more detail exactly how it works?
Okay, the procedure is very simple. You ingest the capsule. You take a tablespoon of fibers plus 50 milliliters of contrast material, very small amount, 3 times a day. And then after 15 minutes, the physician releases you home. You can go home, work, you can have a shower, you can sleep, you can drive, you can do whatever you want, except for extreme conditions, okay? And don't do jogging, for example. But once you do your normal life, after about 2 to 3 days, the capsule is being excreted normally from the body. You get a sign from the system that it was excreted, and then you can come back with the system to your physician, and your physician will just download the information to the workstation, and from that you're released. That's it. That's the way it is conducted. Very, very compelling. Again, and from our point of view, we believe that people would like to go and utilize this procedure because it doesn't require any preparation and basically releases them to continue their normal life. We know what happens in other modalities. We know what happens with CT, for example, where I'm coming from. It's a unique device, but if you refer to CT as a screening modality in that case, you refer to something that is requiring the preparation. It has a very high exposure to dose for the patient, and it is also very inconvenient from many point of view. In our case, it's just swallow and forget.
So, and basically, so then once it's excreted, is all the data then uploaded from there, or do you actually, I don't want to get too crude or anything, but do you actually have to go in and get your, after you've excreted and get it out and then bring it in?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a funny question, but no, you don't need to get it back. The capsule is already flushed to the environment. What you need is just to take the patch that is attached to your bag, connect it to a USB to a workstation, download the information. Period.
I see.
That's it.
So Alex, from what you can tell me, what are some of the company's growth drivers moving forward?
Okay. So the growth drivers that I see going forward is, first of all, we're going to start a pilot study this year in US that is going to include a small sample size, but yet is going to show that we first of all went through the FDA requirements for IDE to get the study ongoing in US. And it's going to provide us with feedback, which is going to be limited, but yet very important from physicians, patients, logistics, hospitals, everywhere, so that we will understand and grab that information and lesson learn from that how to conduct the pivotal study much better in the near future. That is something unique. The second one is the post-approval study that runs right now, mostly in Israel. Is going to include about 300 to 400 cases that are going to be tested within the next period up to mid of next year. This one is going to enable us assess the system performance in higher sample size patients. And the last one is that we are currently collaborating very strongly with GE Healthcare that supports us in manufacturability of the system. So GE is going to act as our main contractor to final test the system and then ship it to every site in US initially and potentially to other sites in other areas of the world. So once we complete all those three, we are then ready to move on to the pivotal study by late of next year.
And where can our audience go and find more information about Check-Cap?
They just can go and see all the publications. We had publication recently in Gut newspaper. That's a very unique newspaper, very known, very prestigious. I just came from DDW now, and we had a very good presentation in a large audience of the CA results and some other aspects of the system by a physician. You can go to the site, of course, and you can see many other publications along the way throughout the company involvement, to which you can see a lot of what has been done. A lot has been achieved in the company. I believe that the company is now in a situation where the product showed that it's working. Now it's about us to show that the product works in a larger sample size of people, of patients.
And what's the website exactly, just for our audience so they know?
It's Check-Up, CHEK-CAP.com. That's the site. You can go there and see whatever you want.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're at the LD Micro Invitational 2018 in Bel Air, California. With me again is Alex Ovadia from Check-Cap, publicly traded company. The symbol is CHEK. Alex, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.